One. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Gamers Lounge podcast. My name is John Meadows. With me, as always, is Nathaniel and Robert. How's it going, fellas?
Going good.
Well, hey.
Finally. Jeez. After we update XSplit, I finally connect my iPad back online. I totally thought I had everything connected online since we had to swap our router out, and I did not. So, hooray. Hooray for me. I hate swapping out that crap. I hate it.
Tell me to go live at 9. I put the blast out. Now it's 9:18.
That's all right. I mean, 9-ish. If the Twitch chat thing would have worked, we would have started a whole lot earlier. But I felt it important that it should be at least on the video at some point. So, because some of the guys will come in, they'll come in late. They always do. Especially since we don't start on time, it's no big deal either.
Right.
I mean, that rarely happens.
That's what the actual podcast is for.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's why we just, do it that way. So, but we're not talking about any games we've been playing or anything like that because
I haven't really played anything.
Well, I haven't either. I haven't played much of anything either.
You don't want to hear about my adventures in Final Fantasy 14?
Well, I saw your picture on Twitter how you had like 2 TVs set up in the living room so everybody could play and everything like that. Or no, it was on Facebook. I think your girlfriend put that on Facebook.
Yeah, homegirl posted that.
Yeah, I couldn't. I saw it on there. I couldn't remember where I saw that at. So. But yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to do today is kind of talk about what we saw at E3. I watched most of the press conferences. I didn't get to actually watch the Bethesda one. I watched some of the highlights of it.
That was super late for East Coast time, man.
Yeah, it was midnight.
I was like, not a chance.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, I'll catch the recap tomorrow. I'm going to bed because I have to work.
Yeah, I had to be up at work real early too, so it was like, well, Bethesda's out. Then I stayed up for the Sony one the next night, and I was like, I could have went to bed. But
that one didn't start super late.
No, so it didn't.
And it was normal for them.
Yeah, that was why I did like the Microsoft one, because it was the day before, and it was like at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Sunday. I'm like, yeah, that's perfect.
I made it out to the movie theater again this year for the Sony conference.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Let me ask you this.
This is a story.
Hang on.
Are we going to do this in order, or what are we doing?
Well, we'll do it in order. I want to hear your story, but I got to ask: was the audio screwed up in the movie theater like it was screwed up? Oh my gosh, I would have got up and left because I couldn't take that. It was bad enough listening to it
screwed
on the
up
TV.
audio.
Did you watch it on YouTube or Twitch?
The first 2 trailers had no audio. Well, it was just very low audio.
It was audio, but it was audio like this. So all you could hear is just people.
Oh, that's weird.
So, it was like they didn't
mine
have
was fine, but I don't remember where I watched it.
It was fine if you watched it on YouTube. If you watched it on Twitch, the audio was coming out through the camera speakers or the camera mics. They weren't coming out through the video stream. So it was. I could only imagine it in a movie theater because it had to have been like, oh my gosh,
it was super awkward. And it what made it worse was that they had a pre-show before the actual E3 conference started, and that was with the official PlayStation podcast. Sid Schumann was on there, and they had some guest speakers and whatnot. And being in the movie theater, it was free. So, it had everybody who was able to get a ticket got in there, and it was just a bunch of freaking kids. You had to be 17 at least because of the mature rated content. But these kids were are we allowed to swear in here? Anyway, these kids were just awful. They were making fun of everything. They were, hooting and hollering. They were just being straight up jackasses.
Now, did you have to pay for that, or was that?
No, it was free.
Oh, okay.
So many people tried to get in there that it crashed the website the day that it launched, so they had to cancel it. And then the next day, they put out a smaller blast, and so some of us were able to get in there and take care of that. But the kids were right next to me that were kind of instigating this whole thing. And then they got this older man. He was probably late 50s, early 60s, with a handlebar mustache, and he started getting in on this. And I'm like, you guys need to shut the hell up. My girlfriend is freaking, she doesn't like going out in public anyway, right?
Yeah.
And so these kids are just pissing us off. And finally the conference started, and the sound is messed up, and then they're just having a field day on this thing. They're just talking all kinds of crap about it, and it gets about 15 minutes in the conference, and I can't take it anymore. And I'm a quiet dude. Like I don't like to make scenes in public. And there's a quiet moment, and these guys are still going, and I just scream as loud as I can just to shut the hell up. And finally, dead silence for the rest of the movie or the rest of the E3 conference. And I was just like, whew, man, I was shaking. I was heated. Oh man.
Oh man, that's.
But anyway, that was my fun E3 experience.
Yeah. Mine was great because I was sitting on my couch at home watching it on TV with my feet propped up on the ottoman, and it was just me and the wife.
I mean, it's cool because they give you some little goodies. They give you like a digital gift basket. We haven't received what it is yet, so I don't know what's in there. But
a digital. I got you.
Yeah, we got like a gift card. We got what was it? We got a couple little games for free. We got like the deluxe edition of what was Epic's free-to-play MOBA? Starts with a P. Anybody? Crickets?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't either.
I can't remember right now. But they gave us the digital collector's edition of that, so we got a bunch of free stuff in there. They give you themes and little goodies here and there. They gave us some posters, a lanyard, a collector's card with some like gold foil on it. They gave us a little cutout box thing, a 3D box thing that you could put together. It ended up being the main girl from Hellblade, I think is the name of the title. Yeah, thanks, Realities. Paragon, that's the
Paragon.
one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that game.
I wanted to call it Polygon, and I knew that wasn't it.
Well, I kept wanting to say Smite, but that's not Epic. That's the other one. I was like, wait, that's not right. That's on Xbox or something.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool. They give you some free stuff, but with that, I was telling Michelle this. I was like, you know what? I would have rather paid, like $30 to go watch all the conferences and to not have these kids there or make it possible so that we could kick these guys out for disrupting people. But because it's free, nobody wanted to do anything. One of my coworkers at another store, he was there, and he's actually friends with management at that movie theater. And I texted him. I'm like, "Hey, man, do you know who's managing right now? Like, can you help me out? Can you get these people kicked out?" And he left, and he went out there, and he comes back, and he's just like, "Yeah, they can't do anything because it's a free showing.
And they're not
going to kick any." I'm just like, come on, this is.
Yeah.
That's silly though. Even if it's free, who cares? Still manage your placement.
Well, yeah. I mean, just because it's free doesn't mean that everybody has to be. People have to be disruptive. That's just silly. I mean, that's lazy. They just didn't want to do anything. They just didn't want to piss somebody off, is what it wanted. Because then they would end up having to give them something, probably. I don't know. Well,
and that's kicking the butt out the door.
My thing is probably the closest movie theater around here that would be doing it was probably an hour to 2 hours away, and I was just like, we'll just watch it at home. And it was only an hour anyway, so it wasn't like it was real long.
Yeah, last year's was definitely longer. When it ended, I was just like...
Yeah, Sony's usually about an hour and a half.
Yeah, but we'll talk about what was in it and everything like that. Yeah, we'll get there because I'm going to try to hit them all in somewhat of an order. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and start with EA. I mean, because there wasn't too much to talk about with EA, unless you like
good-ish for EA, but that's not saying much.
No, that's like saying. Well, I won't say what that's like saying, but I mean they showed.
I was disappointed.
I was
really hoping they'd show more. Yeah, I mean, they focused on that Battlefront 2, which is nice. I'm looking forward to it, but they have so many other Star Wars games in development that we know nothing about. Where are those?
That was stupid about that was doing it and then coming back to do like a final montage. Do it like they've done before with like Battlefield 1 last year. It's a thing after, so if you want to keep watching, you can, but you don't have to go like, wait, is there more? I don't know.
Right, yeah. So they announced Need for Speed Payback, which to me it looked like a Fast and Furious game.
I think that's what they're going for.
I think so too. They did a Battlefield 1 map. They talked about some of that expansion at the beginning. The one cool thing that I thought that came out of it was that co-op game, A Way Out. I thought that looked really, really interesting and really, really cool. You have to play with another person, either online or couch, and you're pretty much breaking out of prison and trying to You're on the lam, I guess. Kids still say that? They're on the lam when they break out?
No, they definitely don't still say that, John.
Are any of you guys Smitties?
I mean, that game did look really cool.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
People who made Brothers, like the developer guy.
Yeah, that game looked really interesting. I will probably buy that game when it comes out. It looked like it'd be really cool not only to play with somebody a buddy online with, but it would be cool to play with somebody here, split screen on the couch. It looked like a really fun game. So that was pretty cool. They did a little clip of that Anthem game, a little teaser trailer, and said they would say more at the EA or at the Xbox one.
Dumb.
Yeah,
they needed to say nothing at all or show the stuff that was
they just spoiled that announcement.
They just screwed themselves. It was so dumb.
Yeah. And then they said there was going to be a half-hour talk about Star Wars. So I thought we were going to get, some Battlefront 2 news on single player. They would talk about multiplayer. They would talk about some of the new Star Wars games coming out. And it was nothing but some awkward multiplayer combat thing there in the studio, and they said nothing about single player other than it was single player. They didn't say anything about the length of it, what it entailed or nothing, which kind of makes me a little nervous because I'm thinking that it's only going to be about 2 or 3 hours.
We'll see. The studio making it, the people making it, is going to be pretty good, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's good.
Because it's not DICE. DICE is just doing the multiplayer part, which I was mistaken. I think I said in a show or two before that it was DICE, but it's not. It's actually EA Motive.
Yeah, I thought it was, and I didn't know it until we saw this. But I don't know.
I think that's the one that Jade Raymond went to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to know more about that single player before I plop down $60 for it.
It looks cool. Yeah. I did see a couple of interviews afterwards of the main actress who was on stage.
Yeah,
her talking about it later on, and it sounds like at least her part of it, she was like really happy with what they were able to do with it. So it's got my interest on it. I'm definitely paying attention to say if the reviews are all like the single player is fun, then I might go ahead and pick it up. I don't care about the multiplayer so much.
I don't either. I mean, it was okay on the the first one when it came out. I mean, it was all right. It was fun to play with guys, with friends, but the weapons didn't make that much of a difference. There wasn't a difference in any of the weapons other than a rifle or a pistol. That was really the only difference. So, and it seemed like what they showed or talked about, maybe the weapons will actually make a difference this time. They'll be different,
They're making it a lot more like Battlefield where there's classes and stuff this time.
And I'm fine with that,
it could be good.
Yeah, it could be fun.
I know it'll be terrible. I think it'll be fun, but I don't want to buy it just for that because it's not something I'll play that much.
If the single player story is a good 5 or 6 hours and it's a really good story, it has to be a really good story. I'm
hoping for more.
Well, I don't think you're going to. I don't think you're going to get more because you only get about 5-hour campaign with Call of Duty, Battlefield anyway. So they're treating it like it's one of those games. So it's probably only going to be 5 or 6 hours, and I'm okay with that if it's a good story. If it's just kind of a tacked on a field thing, which it doesn't look like it's going to be, but if it is, to me it's not worth $60. I'll wait until
because they have a separate studio working on it. I'm thinking that it'll probably be at least they'll try to make something good. Whether they succeed or not, who knows, but there's hope.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. The one thing they did announce that all DLC after release will not be paid; it will be free. Now, whether that means there still be a season pass or not for different content, it doesn't sound to me like there is. It sounds to me like all DLC will be free. But
it sounds to me like EA is like, because it's so big, is slowly turned around like, oh, look at all the stuff that Siege has gotten with doing this model. We'll just do a bunch of cool skin packs for your stormtroopers or whatever and get our money that way.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's what it is because it works out well for everybody. If you want to buy cool skins, you can. Everybody gets playing all the maps.
They do have a lot of those weird content packs that you can get like deluxe editions and stuff for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. And see, this is the stuff that they should have talked about at the press conference. They should have talked more about this stuff. I mean, we all know what the online multiplayer is. We all know that.
We don't want to tell EA to talk more because they already talk too much.
Yeah, and they don't talk well when they talk. They just
I mean, they talk all right, but they've got to hit all their sports franchises because it makes them lots of money.
Oh yeah,
Madden. The thing of what it is EA is still doing the old school style of press conferences and hasn't updated it to be more entertainment based like a lot of the other people have. So with us watching it, especially comparing it to everybody else's, it's just like, oh, this is tough to watch.
Well, and
they still had some stuff in there, but not tons.
Yeah, I mean, they talked about the single player story in Madden, which is meh. I mean, that's fine. I don't play Madden to play a story about a kid playing in high school. I play a story.
Some people do.
Some people might, and they're doing that with basketball and FIFA, which, I know probably FIFA people will like that because FIFA just sells, a bazillion copies every year, so... But I don't know. I would like to see EA go to more of a Nintendo Direct thing where they just video it, show it, and it's not a live thing. Because like that one part where the YouTuber got on there, oh my gosh, he just kind of... I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just didn't read the teleprompter or if he got nervous or what happened. But
I wish it was more terrible so that EA will finally stop using these people because they give them virtually nothing in order to get a bunch of games for themselves rather than paying for other types of things like, we'll get all these YouTubers, these influencers, and we don't have to do hardly anything. And return on investment is great, but those actual people get screwed.
And I didn't know who he was. Never heard of him. Some of my people who watch YouTube. I know. I mean, I'm just saying I didn't know who he was. I didn't have a clue.
I mean, they're courting all the audiences for the people who watch these guys, who are definitely the target for these games that they're trying to sell. But they've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And doing events. They just haven't really done it at E3. And to have them be part of the actual presentation is just really weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It was really weird. So, well, let's move on to Bethesda. They announced some things. Doom VR, Fallout 4 VR. I don't know, if these are add-ons or full games, if they're $40 games, $30 games. They didn't go into a whole lot about that.
So there is some more information on some of those VRs. Fallout 4 and Skyrim VR are complete. It's the entire full game in VR. It's not an add-on. It's a separate purchase. Mm-hmm. Skyrim is already been priced at $60. So you are rebuying that full game again in VR.
It is a huge game, though. So
it is.
Fair. But it's still funny that Skyrim was all over this year's E3.
And how long ago did that game come out? Was that
2011? I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. So it's going on 7 years.
That cow, man. They can keep getting money from it. I guess they'll do it forever.
I guess.
I'm really hoping that they're still implementing the controls in Skyrim. From what I'm hearing, is that it's very much like Wiimote waggle for your attacks. So it's not actually tracking. It's just kind of like, I'm shaking it. So here goes a canned animation.
Well, I mean,
from what I'm hearing, it does not have new animations or anything. So you are literally playing Skyrim with just in a VR headset.
They would have to rip Skyrim apart and redo it from scratch in order to do the one-to-one or whatever you're talking about. Doing it this way means they're mapping the actions that already exist. Exactly. Because the combat in the game is still just swipes and things. So in order to do something, they'd have to completely redo like AI and all sorts of systems in there in order to do.
It just doesn't seem worth it, and if they're not going to do that.
But that's not why I play Skyrim. I play Skyrim to walk around to look at all the pretty mountains and trees and cool areas,
and that's
go down into caves, and doing that in VR sounds cool. The combat was never the best part of Skyrim.
But is it if you had a VR headset, would you pay $60 for it? Is the question.
Just to walk around.
If I get Macho Man Dragons, yes. No.
But I can already play Skyrim VR in my headset.
Right.
I can have it look like I'm at a big movie theater while playing. Do I want to? I don't want to pay $60 just to wrap it around and give you that perspective. Not a chance.
Yeah.
There's going to be plenty of people who buy it. There's a reason they're still trying to sell Skyrim.
Yeah.
And they're going to be successful at it because it's Skyrim.
And they did show it on the Switch.
It's crazy, but yeah.
Yeah, and they did show it. They did say, they showed it on the Switch. If you have one of the Link amiibos, you can get the Link outfit and the Master Sword and everything in the game.
Ugliest Link ever.
Because Skyrim, because Skyrim models and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, it's cool. I want to get it on Switch. I don't want to pay $60 for it, but I'll get it on Switch at some point. I won't get it day one, but I will. We'll do that. Let's see. Dishonored: Death of the Outsider. This isn't a full game, is it? Is it DLC?
It's a separate expansion, a standalone expansion.
Okay, all right. I wasn't real sure because, like I said, I never got to watch.
It's the same as the Dowd DLC from the first Dishonored, except they're also selling it standalone.
Gotcha.
I think it's $40. I think that's the price that's on it right now.
Kind of like what they're doing with the expansion for Uncharted. Yeah, it's kind of like a standalone thing for $40.
Except they've said that is much bigger than what it originally was going to be.
I'm hearing like 10 out.
Well,
the rumor on that.
And we're still supposed to get it if we bought the season pass.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Hey,
you can't buy the season pass.
Oh yeah.
They took it off.
Yeah, that's why they took the season pass off. It's like they took it off.
The Dishonored thing looked really cool. It was very misleading. You thought that it was going to be Emily, but it's not.
Yeah.
I forget her name though. I'm trying to think of it, but yeah, I'll think of it, I'm sure, after the show. Like, oh yeah, that character's name. But I like that they're bringing Dowd back.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
The trailer looked cool.
That they're going for the Outsider is a really big sort of thing in Dishonored universe. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm interested in that.
Evil Within 2.
I know Doom VR is budget priced.
Yeah, I figured it would be. VFR, which I'm guessing that means the F word.
Oh, yeah, they went on Twitter and totally confirmed that.
Oh, did they? Freaking? Okay.
Yeah, it's like the same thing as BFG, and then they further went after that. It's like freaking or something. It was pretty funny.
That's funny. Evil Within 2. I'm not a big horror game fan. It looked cool, though, but, if you're into that style of game, absolutely.
I figured it would probably show up, and I think
it's cool that it comes out on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I like how they did that. Yeah. That's pretty cool. But I guess the big game was Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. It looks really, really good. It
looks so crazy weird too. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, it's pretty much an alternate history where the Nazis won the war, and it's set in America. And I kind of dig games like that. I really
plus they have all this just little weird goofy stuff throughout, and then it ends with some dude tripping acid and talking to a cartoon character, and all the weird, or the beginning when they have all the fake TV shows.
Yeah,
it's just a crazy bonkers thing that apparently that's just the tip of the iceberg, they claim, because I watched an interview later of the creators, somebody from the team working on Wolfenstein, which is like, all right, sure, okay.
Well, we'll see. I mean, to me, Bethesda didn't have a real strong showing. It was
all right.
It was okay, but I mean, for a press conference, it just kind of seemed like they could have put it out in a press release, and that would have been.
Well, it was basically a Nintendo Direct, except also on a stage. It was just them playing
with
a video.
A theme park. They had their own theme park, and everything was centered around.
I thought it was good. This is sort of my theme for most of E3 this year. It was fine. There's some solid stuff, but nothing just knocked out of the park super crazy for the most part. And which, the last couple of years we have had that, so this year it feels like less just because of that, but really it wasn't too bad. It was pretty good overall.
Yeah. Ubisoft came up next. They really talked a lot about the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which pretty much looks like XCOM. Set in the Mario.
Great.
It does look really good, doesn't it? When I first saw the leak a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I don't know. But after watching it and finding out about it,
imagine how freaking insane that would have been to not know anything about it. You don't know it exists, and then they bring out Miyamoto on stage.
Yeah,
and you'd be like, "What is going on?"
Well, he came out and then
pretty cool.
He said something about how he was proud of the creator of the game, and that guy looked like he was getting ready to bawl his eyes out. I was just like, man, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely, I would. I mean, it was like, holy crap, to say that.
I definitely want to get this game now. Yep. Beforehand, when I saw just sort of the art for it and the logo, I was like, what is this going to be? This is dumb.
The art really makes me want it. I think it looks awesome, but I don't like those types of games, so I just know I'm never going to play it. And it's a shame because it looks great.
Oh, I'll play it.
It looks like XCOM, but not slow like XCOM. It's got a lot of just the movement stuff where you can do the jumping off of people's heads to get all the way around in smaller arenas. So it's sort of that style of combat, but not as slow as an XCOM. So I don't know. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I think it does too.
We'll see.
And it'll probably be a day one buy for me. And that's
that's August, right? So that's another sort of big Nintendo exclusive sort of game. We'll get one this month, the next month, the next month. So this first year of Switch is like turning out to be a lot better than what people would have thought.
I'm really liking this one a month thing they got going on.
Yeah, I do too. And I kind of said
time to play it.
Do we know anything for September? Because Mario's October, I think.
I don't know yet. I haven't looked at the schedule that far out.
But
if only someone here worked at GameStop that saw, that looks at things like that about pre-orders, release schedules.
If only they gave us the updated, release dates at the correct time.
GameStop not give updates on things? Oh, now come on. That's just crazy talk.
Here's an update. You can buy your Switches online through GameStop.com, not in store. All right, there's your public service announcement. There you go. Don't call me.
Yeah, and see that, and that's kind of what I'd hoped when Nintendo had released a Switch. I said I kind of hope every month there's a new game. It kind of looked like it was going to be that way with big games kind of sprinkled out in between. So, yeah, I mean it's looking cool. I'm very, very pleased with that.
Did they? I don't think they didn't give an exact release date for Xenoblade yet, right?
They just said. Excuse me, they just said fall. Mm-hmm.
We'll get to
September.
That.
We'll get to that. We'll get to it. We're still on Ubisoft. We're bouncing all over the place. We'll talk about Nintendo in a few.
Stupid Nintendo crossover screwing us up.
Yeah, but that game to me was one of the surprises of all of E3 because going into it, I didn't figure that I would. I mean, it looked cool. I didn't figure it'd be a game that I would really be interested in. But after seeing it and hearing him talk about it and watching some gameplay footage, I went, yeah, I got to have that game. Plus, the little rabbits dressing up as the characters and acting like Princess Peach and stuff was just hilarious. Oh, my gosh. They talked about the Crew 2, which kind of looks like it has changed into try to be a game like Forza Horizon, where you're planes, trains, and automobiles. I don't know.
It's whatever. Okay. It's a racing game, I bet.
I didn't really care that much for the first Crew game. I played a little bit of it, and
that doesn't mean they can't make a good one for the second one.
No,
let's fix this, and this, and there you go. There's lots of games that the sequels end up being better.
They did a Elijah Wood's VR game. I guess he's in it. I don't know. It was such a weird little thing. It was called Transference. Apparently, it's something about, I don't know. It was so weird I can't even explain it because I sat there and watched it and went, oh, what is this?
I think it was kind of the point.
Yeah. And then when they said VR, I went, oh, I don't care. Because I don't have VR, so it was like, oh, well, that's not for me. So, but then they talked about a game called Skull and Bones. That game, no? Oh, dude, no. I gotta have it.
That is the Ubisoft machine cranking out something they've already made.
Oh, I know, and I don't care. That's the part that I love best about Black Flag, and put it online with 5-on-5 co-op. Oh man, I am there.
It could be all right. I think Sea of Thieves looks way better.
Sea of Thieves looked good to me until I saw this, and then I went, wait a minute, I kind of like this because I know what it is. I know how it's going to handle. I know more about it. Sea of Thieves, all I see is just them running around in a little cartoony pirate thing. It's like, I haven't...
Yeah, but they have ship battles and stuff too. They just didn't show it in this gameplay demo so much. They put a little bit of it in there, but there's more to do there, whereas this just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It seems like them recycling stuff, and that's probably part of why I'm like a little hesitant on it. It might be fine. I don't know.
Yeah, all I know is I thought it looked really, really cool, and I want to play it, and I'm probably going to buy it when it comes out, because I love that part. And to get 2 or 3 guys and go online with the boats and say, let's go ransack this or ransack that, or do little quests and then fight guys online.
Just wait till you have to climb a tower with your pirate ship.
I'd take that. I liked watching that trailer I liked watching what they showed so much. I almost said, you know what, I'm going to sit down and play Black Flag again just so I could play the boat stuff. That's how much I really liked it, and I love that of the game. I just love that crap. Starlink Battle for Atlas is a Toys to Life game. It looked cool until I realized I had to have a toy hanging on my controller, and then I went,
well, This is them.
I'm so
trying to go
Toy
for
Story.
a little older crowd. So you've got your Skylanders and stuff. This is them going, 3 or 4 years above that for the demographic they're trying to hit.
My question is, do I really have to have that thing hanging on my controller the whole time, or can I just kind of go boop and set it off on the side and keep?
I'm betting that you have to, in order to have all the different configuration changes that they show, because you can snap on different weapons and different type of stuff onto your actual toy. But maybe it's you snap them on and then boop it. Who knows?
I don't know. If I've got to keep it on, I may be out.
I'm not into it just because it's a Toys to Life game. But I thought
it looked cool, but like I say, if I've got to have the toys to do anything with it, I'm out. Once Disney Infinity got canceled, it was kind of like, I don't care about Toys to Life games anymore. So I don't know. It looked like a really cool game as far as the game itself, but then when I saw, wait a minute, I have to have a ship tied to my. Oh my gosh! So now I've got to buy. Don't they know Toys for Life is kind of at the end of its life here? We're kind of done with it, but hey, whatever. It might be the greatest thing ever. I don't know. Then they did some Far Cry 5 gameplay walkthrough. I feel a little better about that game than I did when I saw the first announcement trailer.
I'm just not interested in its vibe at all.
It's just, hey, it's another Far Cry game.
Well,
that's it's like, okay, whatever.
To me, it seemed like it had a more coherent story than most of the Far Cry games have had before. The co-op thing kind of interests me. I don't know. Is it a $60 purchase for me? Probably not. I don't know. We'll see more of it as time goes on. It might be pretty cool, but
it looks like, hey, it's Far Cry. It'll be fine, but it doesn't look anything so far yet that makes me go, oh, I want to play that.
Yeah, I didn't even want to play the last not Primal. What was the one before that where you could? Well, I think you could ride elephants in Primal, wasn't it? Well, the one before Primal. Primal was for what, Far Cry 3? Is that the one where the dude was running the country?
Far Cry 4.
Oh, I thought Primal was 4.
No, that's its own thing.
Is that its own thing?
They're two separate games, yep.
Got me. That shows you how much I pay attention to Far Cry.
Yeah, see? There you go. At least this one, the setting is different. It's not some nondescript tropical island or something.
Yeah.
They've kind of done that a lot in that series, so.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool, but it's still another Far Cry game. Right. I've played those. I don't need it again.
And then they showed a new trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I know this is Beyond Good and Evil, but this is so weird. This doesn't feel like it, even though I know it is because of the weird
art style they went
people.
with.
Yeah.
It's not even the art style; it's the tone of it. It's like, let's drop F-bombs everywhere.
Well, yeah,
and do all this weird, crazy stuff. That's like we're trying to be hip and cool, and it's like that's completely opposite of what the original game was, which was more of just like a cool adventure thing.
Yeah.
And then it's yet another CGI trailer, and then. Turns out it's not Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's a prequel, even though they're calling it 2.
Right.
And they haven't even really made much of it yet, apparently.
Yeah. And, that's what I wonder if it's... Is it maybe one of those... Here's my thing. Is it maybe... that Vivendi is still trying to do a hostile takeover of Ubisoft. Is it possible that something like this, they made a trailer to make hype... and stock prices go up and stuff like that.
I don't know that it's that. I think it's that Michel Ancel, or however you say his name, is a very wishy-washy artist type, kind of like the guy who did Fable and stuff, who's like
Molyneux.
Molyneux. Yeah. Very similar type of people, except he's a little more French, but
Yes, he is.
it's like, let's promise some things, let's do a thing. Oh wait, my attention's over here. I'm going to do this Rayman stuff, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to announce some other project last year, and then ignore it. And now we're doing Beyond Good and Evil again. Yay! And
you would have thought that game came out that day. It was, everybody was like, congratulations.
Until I learned more, and the further the trailer went, I was like, wait, what? No, this is not what people liked about this game.
I'll put it to you this way. Every single trailer, no matter who it was, whether it was EA, Ubisoft, Sony, Nintendo, as soon as the trailer started, the wife watched all of them with me. I just leaned over and went, "This game is such and such." And sure enough, Sony opened up.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it was like, as soon as that Beyond Good and Evil, as soon as that pig come on the screen, I went, "That's Beyond Good and Evil 2, I guarantee it."
The pig is the one way to tell what that is, just right off the bat.
Well, it's just sort of animal people, because there's a lot of them in the first game. They're like rhinos and other things, too.
Yeah.
So it's not the same pig or anything, but they sort of try to make you think it at first.
Yeah, but
because of the way that they framed it. But yeah, it's just like, okay, get another CG trailer for it. Come back when I have an actual game, please.
Yeah, we'll see. It totally took them 9 years to bring out this trailer. They won it 5 years, 5 or 6 years ago. They had a trailer for it, and then
they had the one where they're in the desert. And this version they've been working on for like a little over a year or something.
Sure, we'll see. I mean, I hope so. I like
the
Beyond Good and Evil.
They had a behind-closed-doors demo that they were showing people, but it was mostly, look, we're simulating the universe, and look, it changes the light, and it's not really much of a game yet.
Right, yeah.
Sort of a tech demo.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but...
I don't remember, was it at the conference, or is it just announced outside? They had, like, stuff on the South Park games.
They did. They had a trailer for the South Park game. Yeah, they did. They had a trailer with the release date and everything.
They're doing that fractured but whole one, and then they also have a phone game.
Yeah, they had a mobile game on there too. So, yeah, it was. I don't know. I don't care for South Park, so I mean, everybody liked the Stick of Truth and said it was really good, but. Yeah, that press conference was...
I couldn't play the whole thing.
That press conference was F-bombs right and left on games and everything like that.
That's fine. I mean, normally it's just in the presentation where those are dropped, but Ubisoft usually is dropping F-bombs in some form or fashion for whatever reason.
Yeah, I was watching that, and the wife left and went over to the mother-in-law's. They were cooking dinner, and she was like, "You going to come over?" I'm like, "I'm going to come over after the press conference." She goes, "Well, you can watch it over here." And I go, No, I really can't, because someone will get offended by me watching something that's dropping so many F-bombs, and there's a 2-year-old around. No, I'll come over when it's over. Thanks, though. And then let's move to Microsoft. Of course... Microsoft announced the price of the name for the Xbox One X, which
the Xbox.
Yes, I was going to say. I still say the acronym is
exactly
Xbox. Yeah, it's Xbox. $499. It's actually smaller than the S, which is surprising.
Impressive.
Yeah, that is impressive.
I think it has to do with the lack of a fan and that it's water cooled.
Yes, it is water-cooled, which that really doesn't surprise me with that processor that's in there. I am not surprised that it's water-cooled.
I think it's a cool box. Yep. I think $499 is way too much for a market price.
They really missed the mark here. They could have matched the Pro.
I think the price is, but I think the price is exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, well, but it's, to me, it's not. It's like the. It's like the iPhone S Plus. It's not for everybody. It's for a specific crowd of people. These guys that want to be cutting edge, that want to be, on the cusp of, the cusp of technology with games. And that's not me. I mean, I have a 4K television. I don't game with my 4K television, so... I'm not interested in it. The games that they put on there looked cool. I don't know. But, once again, it was hard to tell if these games were... I don't know. It's when you're watching a 4K live stream on YouTube versus a 4K game in your face. It was it looked pretty, but you can paint any picture on a screen and paint any picture and make it look pretty. The proof is in actually getting your hands on it and playing it and touching it.
And I'm a bit of a hypocrite when it comes to this, but I have a PlayStation 4 Pro. Mm-hmm. The reason I have a PlayStation 4 Pro is because I play on PlayStation so much more than my other consoles. I needed a second system, so why not get the Pro? And at $100 more, wasn't that big of a deal. And, I did want to have the best experience. With that being said, if I wasn't already invested in the PlayStation ecosystem, there's really no reason for me to upgrade. And I can say that having a PlayStation 4 Pro, I don't notice a difference when I'm using it. Well, absolutely not.
And
there are some games that will allow you to choose directly. It's such a weird experience. So like some of the games, I can go into the settings and I can be like, oh, I want to run in performance mode, or I want to run in resolution mode to kind of, do I want a better resolution or do I want a better performance? Now, there's some games which supposedly support the Pro, but it's all automatic. So I don't know what's going on under the hood, and I can't tell the difference. Well, it just is what it is, and I just know that it's supposedly better.
Well, and the thing with you is, if you don't have a 4K TV, yes, you'll know, you'll notice, you could notice load times, jaggies, things like that. But to get the true graphics boost, you need a 4K TV with the Pro. Right. Now, what they're saying with the Xbox One is if you have a 4K TV, you will get the ultimate experience with the Xbox X. But if you don't have a 4K TV, you will still see a substantial upgrade over the S with not only load time, but graphics will be better, resolution will be a little better, it'll be true 1080p, because some games right now, and on Xbox, especially on the S, they don't run at full 1080p. They'll maybe run at 900.
Most of them are, 900p is like the big one for them.
Yeah, so, sure. Then I'll see an upgrade.
But then I would, especially if I didn't have a 4K TV, I'm not going to pay $200 more to finally be able to play in 1080p.
No.
What? Are you kidding me?
No. I mean, and the S. Well, the S is a little better than the original Xbox.
It's more powerful, but that's only for the 4K Blu-rays. It does nothing for the actual games.
Yeah, I don't know.
Other than the initial install might be a few seconds shorter. You know, it is not something that you would buy because you want that. You buy it because it's a better system. You know, it's smaller. It has that internal power supply. Yada yada yada.
Well, and that's why I say this system is not for everyday gamers. It's for the, I hate to say gaming elite, but it is. It's for the gaming elite. There are guys who, the minute Sony comes out and says PlayStation 4 Pro is out, I got to get rid of my 4. I got to get me a Pro. Why? Well, because it's the latest, greatest thing. I gotta have it.
Because it's the best thing. Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta have it.
That's who I am. That is me, and that's why I do these things. But. And that's why I'm trying to take my thoughts out of it, because if I was, somebody else, I wouldn't be. And so the messaging must be a little weird with this as well. My brother, who is a big Xbox fan, he's like, so how about that Xbox One X? I'm like, well, and then I gave him my opinions. And he's like, yeah, but that backwards compatibility. And I'm like, well, that's, as far as I know, that's on all Xboxes.
Oh, it's on all of them. Yeah, it's not just
And he was just like, oh, well, still. So, like, the way they worded things apparently was pretty confusing to people. And it's just I don't think either of these upgrades were needed. No. Yes, I bought a Pro because I need to have the latest and greatest at all times, as long as I'm not going broke. I understand that, but it's not something you should upgrade to on a whim.
And I used to be that way, but I've reached a point in my life where as long as it plays any game that I can buy, I don't need it. If I've already got a system that plays the game fine, I'm good. I don't need another system. Because technically I am gaming. My TV, this one's sitting right here behind me. I've said it before. This thing is going on 10 years old. It's an original 1080p LCD TV.
I've had mine since 2009. 60 hertz.
Yeah, this is 60 hertz. That's what this one is. It's 60 hertz. It's not even 120, because when 120 came out, they were so much more expensive. I went, nope, I'll go with the 60. I don't need it. And you know what? I cannot tell any difference at all. I was gaming. This was our main TV in the living room, and when we lived in North Carolina, I had a 40-inch Insignia TV that was 120 hertz, and it was an LED. I kid you not. Yeah. No difference. I can
see the difference in the hertz. I can see the smoothness. Now, I don't necessarily think the more hertz makes for a better gameplay experience or movie experience.
Look at my
movies and games aren't made in these. Yeah, that's true. They're not made with that high refresh rate in mind. So they're creating these frames to fill the space, and I think that smoothness makes it look unnatural.
Sometimes it does. Yeah, sometimes, and that's what I've found on PC. I can get a game to run higher than 60 frames a second, on my PC because it was more powerful at one time. It's not anymore,
right.
But at one time. And it almost made games look too good, if that's it didn't look right. It looked too natural.
If your frames are too high for your refresh rate, you're going to get screen tearing.
Yeah.
People don't understand how technology works. They just see the numbers and they're like, yes, give it to me, I need it. Oh god, numbers. It's just,
says the guy, me saying about tearing, and I'm the guy that just paid $65 for a TV that was built in 1988 sitting in my floor.
That's a whole nother conversation.
For
the retro podcast.
Yes, if you would like to know more about that, we are starting a new retro podcast called Back to Bits. We do it every 2 weeks in the weeks that we don't do this podcast. So you can check that out. It's now on iTunes and on the website. Thank you. But anyway, to me, I don't know, and I've got to a point that I don't care about that stuff. I just don't. I'm not going to go buy a new television down here. Now, when this TV finally kicks the bucket, hopefully it won't be soon, knock on wood.
I just want a bigger TV. That's all I want.
This sucker's 50 inches. I got a 55 upstairs.
I got a 40-inch on the wall, and it's too small.
I have a 45-inch in my bedroom.
I'll trade you.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily need a bigger TV. I could stand to have a bigger one. But, when that TV dies, if a nice 4K TV is available at a decent price, just for gaming, I might pick it up. And then maybe think about, maybe it's time to upgrade to the Pro or the X. Maybe by that time the X will be down to $399. I think that's what they should have done. They should have priced it at $399. It should have been $399, same as I mean, I understand the technology under the hood. I understand it's a lot more than what the Pro is.
But if anybody can take the hit while they gain market share, it's Microsoft.
Right. Yeah.
And they need to do that.
Well, and maybe with them dropping the S's $50 and, they're going for that elite crowd with this, they're fine with the S's for everybody else. I don't know. At that price, they should have bundled an elite controller with it. That would have been something. In fact, I was watching...
I've only sold one elite controller in the last 6 months.
I see a lot of them on sale websites, Let Go and stuff for $70, and it's like, ooh, $70. I might buy them. Have
they even updated those to have the new Bluetooth in them?
No, I don't think they have. Not that I'm aware of. They may have. I don't know. I don't pay attention to it because it's a controller that I probably would never use all the little triggers and buttons, because I don't play shooters other than Destiny. I don't know. It just seems very, very weird to me, but it's pretty. It looks pretty. The specs look great, but I don't know. I feel like they're trying to move a console generation along 4 years into it. They're kind of like, we don't want to sit around for 10 years on a console, like we did the 360. I kind of think that's the wrong attitude to have. I think they're trying.
I think 6 or 7 years in this console gen would have been perfect.
I don't know. If the technology gets better enough to demand a new console generation, then I say sure. But I don't know if it's there or not. I don't see a big enough leap in the Xbox and the S and X. I don't see a big enough leap in it to say, yes, they should have just went ahead and put a little more in there and made moved the next console generation along. I don't see it. And I think they were going to reach a point where we just plateau for a while. I thought it was that way with the 360 and the PlayStation 3, but it wasn't. It wasn't that technology plateaued. There was a recession on, and people weren't going to spend $500 on another console in 4 years, 4 or 5 years. It just wasn't going to happen. I think the backwards compatibility is the best move for Xbox right now. When they said original Xbox One games on the Xbox One, I went, holy crap, I'll take it, because there's several original Xbox games I like: Panzer Dragoon, Jet Set Radio, Shenmue 2.
It's all about that KOTOR, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, KOTOR. That's another one. That Crimson Sky they talked about. I love that game.
Love Crimson Sky.
And for them to put it on backwards compatibility and it have a little bit of updated graphics and it load better and run better, that's enough for me because I've got 96 of them sitting back here behind me, games that I'm like, you can put them all on there and I'll play every one of them on the Xbox One. I'll do it.
It's going to come to a point to where you don't play any new games.
Heck no, I don't know. I don't know why I would. I've got so many old games that I don't even play. I still haven't pid Horizon Zero Dawn. I've got it sitting over there on the.
We can't talk about that. I started it, but I guess that's for another podcast.
Yeah, that's for next week. All right, let's go ahead and look into some of the games. Forza Motorsport 7. I'm a big Forza fan, so I'm excited about that. I love the Forza games. I'll pick it up on the Xbox. It's nice to know that it will run at a steady 60 frames per second on the Xbox X. So, I mean, that's fine. I mean, the other one, the 6 doesn't, but I can't tell that much difference, probably. Well, maybe if I'd actually get my hands on it and play it, I would. Metro Exodus, that would look pretty cool.
I played a little bit of Metro, I think it's Last Light, maybe. Mm-hmm. They were fine. I don't know. It was on PC, and I just didn't get into it. But they look really good. They look fantastic. I like the concept.
Yeah, if Eric was here, excuse me, got a frog in my throat. If Eric was here, he would tell us all about that. He's played those twice over, I think. He's played them several times. He likes those a lot. They really did a in-depth look at Assassin's Creed Origin. Looked awesome. October 17th.
I don't know. See, I was not impressed.
Really?
They unsold me with Assassin's Creed Origins.
I love the Egyptian stuff.
Me too. From the leaks, I was super pumped for this. And then they showed the trailer, and it looked like a prettier Assassin's Creed 1 to me. It looked kind of empty. I don't care for the whole eagle flight thing at all.
Really?
And the combat didn't look.
I thought the eagle flight thing was the coolest new thing. It's pretty much
it's
a real drone. Yes,
I don't care about drones, but
oh, man.
I don't know. Nothing in this game made me feel like the time they spent off was justified. Yeah. And I was all for them taking time off. I don't want an Assassin's Creed every year.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like this is that leap forward that they were hinting at.
I don't know.
It's like they took the same amount of development time and then used that extra year just to make sure the bugs weren't there, which I mean is great. It's a step in the right direction, but I was really hoping they would push the series forward, and it just seems like, again, prettier, more of the same.
I don't know. I kind of liked it. I thought I'm all right with prettier and the same. I don't need one every year. I'd rather have them bring out a strong one, every other year. I'm fine with that. Syndicate was really good, and I haven't finished it yet. So, as it does with most Assassin's Creed games, I'm very slow with them unless it's.
Yeah, they take me a good year to get through.
Yeah, unless it was Black Flag. I played the crap out of that thing. I really like that one, but I don't know. We'll see. There's what they showed was, it was alpha, so. I don't know how far into, with the game coming out in October.
They're showing alpha with a game that's a few months away.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. I wonder if it was just what they were showing. They weren't showing, beta, really finished stuff. I don't know. It looked interesting to me, though, just from a story perspective at this point. Some of the other ones at PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, apparently that's a pretty cool game that people play on PC. I really don't know a whole lot about it. It's coming exclusively to Xbox One. State of Decay 2 is coming in 2018. I really like State of Decay 1. And I'm kind of done with the zombie games, but I actually like that one because it was kind of like Grand Theft Auto. With zombies, which I kind of dug it. The only thing that I wish the first one had on it was co-op, which I'm hoping this one has online co-op. They really didn't say if it had online co-op or not, but we'll see. They did a little Minecraft announcement that Minecraft is going fully multi-platform. Unless you're on a Sony console, then it's not going to happen.
That's so bad.
That is Sony. That is Sony.
I know.
And that is...
And their reason for it is just ridiculous.
It is. It is absolutely ridiculous. Nintendo can get on board with it, and Microsoft, of course, because they own it, so it's going to be that on PC. But if you could take Nintendo and go to Nintendo and say, hey, we want to make this multi-platform, so it doesn't matter if you're playing on PC and you're on a Switch, you two could play together, play on private servers together, and everything.
Nintendo, who won't even let you add a friend to your console without a two-way 16-digit code.
Yeah. Said, okay, go for it.
Thumbs up.
And Sony went, nah, we're not doing that. And
no, that's not safe for our users.
Yeah, what?
What?
Wait a minute. So... All right, I don't because you can play play Final Fantasy.
MMOs. Yeah, they have MMOs that allow me to play with anybody.
Right. Yeah. Here's Nathaniel back. That's good. I want his opinion on this. I couldn't read your message. Welcome back, Nathaniel. So we've moved on.
There we go. Unmuted.
There we go. So we're talking about.
Something came up. I had to go away.
No worries.
I was wanting to talk about stuff.
You're fine.
Where are we at now?
Diarrhea is natural.
Yeah, we talked.
That was not what it was.
We talked about state of state. All I can just say is, excuse me, guys, I got to go throw up. And just we just talked about the Xbox One X and how we thought it really wasn't a good price point, and it's not for us.
I mean, it's the
PS4
Pro again, but it's just more powerful than what the PS4 Pro is, but it's sort of serving the same kind of purpose.
It's more powerful, but it's not even giving you anything more. Like, it's giving you native 4K, great, but it's not even anything to really shake your stick at. I mean, PS4 does native 4K on some of their titles, it just depends on the title.
And the thing is going to be too is your first-party games are going to look fantastic. Your third-party games will have a little bit of upgrade, but they won't look as good as your first-party games. Guarantee it, because they're not going to.
Every time.
They're not going to, put that much time into a big patch. That much time and effort. We talked about.
Well, some of that is all like they're doing a PC version anyway, so doing one for the PS4 Pro and for the Xbox One X. Probably not that difficult.
Assassin's Creed Origin, we talked a little bit about that. I'm excited for it. Robert is not. Where do you set?
In the middle.
In the middle, okay.
I
want to be
what it looks like. The graphics look neat, the setting is neat, but it looks more generic than previous Assassin's Creed games. It looks a lot more like just the Ubisoft open world game. Syndicate had a bunch of personality to it.
Right.
And you had the two characters, and when they were promoting, it's like, okay, I get what they're doing here. It still looks like more Assassin's Creed, but it looks like fun, whereas this doesn't even look necessarily like more Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Well, and it's like I told Robert, that was an alpha that they had running. And that game comes out in October. So.
I guess, but it's a game that, one, you took some time off for, and two, it's supposed to come out at the end of this year. It should be able to look better than that for even just you made your demo version of the game to show at E3. Graphically, it looked fine. The setting is interesting, I guess, although I wish it was more weird. Maybe it is, and they're just keeping that under wraps.
Well, that could be.
Because I just remember the weird futuristic tease of like the sort of Adam Eve stuff with pyramids and all that weird techie looking stuff that they had. I think it was Brotherhood in that.
Yeah, I think that's the way Brotherhood.
It was one of those where you unlock. It was because it was still where you had to get all the different puzzle pieces and put it together, and you unlocked something, and it was the one where you get little snippets of it as you went until you finally got the whole thing. Maybe there's still going to be some of that in there. I kind of doubt it, which just makes me a little sad. But it looks like it's probably going to be fine. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I hope so. I like Assassin's Creed. I'll buy it. I mean, I always buy the Assassin's Creed. I bought Unity. I mean,
I think the setting will let them do some cool stuff. Whether they do or not, who knows? But what they showed was just kind of like, okay, that jumping and shooting a bow and arrow looks kind of cool. Guess this eagle flying around looks kind of dumb because it should just be a drone, but it's not.
It's a bird drone. It's a bird drone.
It's weird, but sure. I do think it's fun that they've said on that one and one of the other games that's open world, I forget, but this one definitely was they're not doing a minimap. which I found interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird.
I like it.
Yeah.
Because I like to explore in those games. That's part of what I have to find fun. So maybe if they can get a little bit of that Breath of the Wild, where exploration is part of the fun again, maybe that's what they're going for. Who knows? We'll see.
I hope so, yeah. And then the other thing we just started talking about was how Minecraft is going multi-platform unless you play on Sony.
It's a big bunch of PRBS. That's what it is. Because the places where people play Minecraft the most, not included in that iPad, mobile version.
Yeah.
I don't think that's included.
I thought it was. I thought it was. Yeah, I thought mobile was in there. The private servers
Java
and everything.
Minecraft, PC Minecraft, where people play it on PC, not included.
Yeah, it says tablets, VR, Windows 10 PCs, and consoles.
Windows 10, not Java.
Oh, so it's the new. It's
and
only
Windows 10 is basically just
Isn't that in beta still?
Windows 10 is basically the Xbox version or something, just running on Windows. That's all it is. So it's the console version already. It's not the most up-to-date version of Minecraft, which is like 1.12 now that just came out a week ago, something like that. Which runs on Java still. They haven't changed that. Maybe in the future, eventually they will. But what all this connects together with is Xbox Live.
Gotcha.
That's sort of the connective tissue. So the Nintendo Switch version will work with all of that. Yeah. You just have to have an Xbox Live account to sort of connect to it, I think, is how it's supposed to. I don't know. I thought it was funny that they're showing Minecraft in 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, it looks nice. But it's still Minecraft.
If you want 4K Legos.
Yeah, I mean, it's still Minecraft.
Well, no, it's a game that would look really cool if you can have the render distance cranked up enough and you have, at 4K resolution. There's some pretty cool looking stuff in Minecraft. You're just exploring and find a cool mountain range or something. You get some gains from that, but it's still... it's just, okay, fine. And then shaders. Ooh, okay, some official shaders. Cool, I guess. But we've had shaders as a mod for forever.
Yeah.
It's not a huge selling point. It does look neat, I guess.
Yeah, I mean...
They had to say something about it since they bought it. They have to show that they're doing something.
Yeah. It really painted... The backlash with Sony has really painted Sony in a bad light with the cross-play stuff. It's just weird.
Well, I mean, it's Sony is
not the first time.
Position. No. They don't need it to get any PR points. And then, two, it's all... oh no, we don't want to have something out of our control. Yeah. It's kind of what it is. Whatever reason they give for it. Otherwise, no, it's just they don't want to have something that they don't control.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? I won't go through. They had a ton of games.
You talked about Metro Exodus yet?
Yep, we did. What'd you think about it? Did you think it looked cool?
It looked cool. We'll see. It looks different than the other Metro games.
Yeah, it really does.
That's not a bad thing.
I didn't know what it was till about halfway through, and I kind of went, maybe that's Metro? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Let's see. The Darwin Project looked kind of cool. That was the cartoony, survival gamey thing that they showed the weird trailer for. It looked interesting.
I looked dumb. That was stupid. That was so dumb. I was interested in it until you saw what the actual game was, and then he had the stupid shoutcaster thing. I was like, no. Yeah. No.
Last Night, that looked pretty cool. The Last Night looked interesting.
Had a cool art style. So did The Artful Escape.
Yeah. We finally got a release date for Cuphead, September 29th.
What do you guys think of Code Vein?
I didn't see this one.
Did you? It's basically anime Dark Souls, is what it looks like in the trailer.
It looked interesting.
And it's really weird because it looks like sort of Dark Souls 3, but a step back from that graphically, but similar style until you get to the characters, and when their armor comes off their face, they're all super cell shaded anime looking.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's a little weird, odd choice for style, but I don't know. Sure.
Was that an exclusive Xbox exclusive?
Don't think so.
I don't think it was. I couldn't remember who was making it.
I just remember I was like, oh, this is interesting and weird all at the same time.
Yeah, it kind of was. It was kind of weird and interesting. They showed a bunch of indie games. I won't even go into all of them. There were so many indie games that they put up there.
How about one that I was super excited about until I found out more about it? Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
when they showed it in the conference, I was super excited. I was like, yes, more Life is Strange. And I found out not the same studio.
Nope.
It's a prequel, which we kind of knew because from the trailer you could tell it's a prequel, which is fine.
Yeah.
And there's enough sort of mystery or there or whatever, filling that in would be cool. But it's not Ashley Birch as the voice of Chloe, which is just...
I didn't realize that.
Because of the SAG-AFTRA strike, it's part of that covered where she couldn't do it because of the strikes and stuff. She's still on it as some sort of like doing some writing or something, but she's not. She is that character, man.
Yeah,
she's
too bad.
So much of that character. Like most of the characters in the first game, like the voices and stuff, it was like, okay, sure, but she was the one where it's like anyone else doing it would just feel weird. Yeah. So I was like, oh man, it was a big bummer when I found that out.
Yeah, that kind of stinks. I didn't realize that. I mean, I watched the trailer and went, "Oh yeah, that'd be cool." But I was.
Good news is, Don't Nod is working on a Life is Strange 2. We don't know what it is yet, but they've said that they are working on it.
Well, that's good. Yeah. No, not
this is a prequel. This is not Don't Nod. This is some other studio. But Don't Nod, the one who did the first Life is Strange, is doing a sequel, and I suspect it'll be different characters. We'll see, but the way the first game ends, doing the same characters just wouldn't make sense.
Right? Yeah. Lucky Seven Tails, that kind of looked interesting. I thought it was Sonic there for a minute, or Conquer or something, and that had the little fox.
It's a sequel to a VR game.
Yeah. It looked pretty cool, but it's not in VR this time. So,
yeah, it's just a cool, cartoony shade platformer. Looks all right.
Crackdown 3 was kind of disappointed with that.
It looked like really crappy looking Crackdown.
Yeah, I was kind of upset.
Okay, they made a big mistake having Terry Crews at the beginning because he was really fun and Terry Crews, and then you show the actual game, you're like, this is not matching the excitement level at all. No one. And it looks like Crackdown. It'll probably be fine. Sure.
They had a cool little gameplay walkthrough for Sea of Thieves. Which looks cool. I mean, I'm excited for Sea of Thieves. I just want to know more about it. I mean... Talk
to Eric's picture that I picked. He knows all about it.
Yeah, I know.
Eating bananas the wrong way.
Yeah.
That showed up on Twitter, not very long after. It didn't take very long at all, and it was so funny. I thought that watching that trailer, too. I was like, wait, that bananas... What? What is he doing with that? Okay, sure.
They showed a little bit of Shadows of War, which, I mean, it looks
fine.
Yeah, it looked fine.
That's pretty much in line with what they've shown of that game so far. Yeah. It's like, all right, it's sort of the same as the first one with some army building stuff thrown on top.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know. I'm not feeling the hype for this one.
I'm not either.
It's all right.
But you know what? I really didn't care for the first one. So I mean, I played it a little bit and it was all right, but I didn't.
I liked the first one.
Fine.
Yeah,
it was cool. The system, like the Nemesis system, was the cool thing about it, and then the battle was kind of like Batman, like the fighting system combat.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Ori in the Will of the Wisps looks awesome. Yeah, that looks really good.
Another Ori game. Yep. I'm totally down for that. That came out of the blue. I was like, yes. That trailer was like, wait, this looks a lot like Ori, and then like when Ori shows up at the end, I'm like, yay!
Yeah. So that one's cool. Definitely get that one. And then they closed with Anthem playing on the Xbox One X in 4K with high fidelity graphics and everything like that. I don't know about this game. It looks really cool.
The reason that I don't know is because this screams of a canned demo that's going to be downgraded before it actually gets released.
Well, a lot of people are saying it's a third-person Destiny style game.
It is.
I don't want another.
It's BioWare's version of Destiny, but it's going to have a lot more of sort of story single-player type content to it. They've got some of the old school writers and things. This is the A team of BioWare working on something, which just in retrospect makes me even more sad for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, I know.
That game had such a hard road to get even put out. If you read some of the articles that have come out recently about just all the stuff that went through, it's amazing they even made a game.
Yeah, that Kotaku article that came out a few weeks ago was it was. I don't know.
I didn't catch it.
I'll send you a link to it. It's a really interesting article.
Yeah, he spent a couple months putting it together and getting a bunch of stuff from people actually at BioWare anonymously saying a bunch of the stuff that happened sort of behind the scenes.
Essentially, that game got done in like a year and a half. I mean, that's just the quick version of it. I mean, it was really sad. It was really sad to hear. I don't know. I mean, it looks cool.
I love the look of it. I love sort of just the sort of flying mech stuff. The idea of it could be cool. Somebody else doing a Destiny style game. I mean, sure, why not? EA needs one of them, I guess. I like the beginning of it, where it looks a lot more like, I guess, some of the BioWare type stuff, or an Uncharted, where it's a lot more cinematic-y looking.
Yeah.
If they can sort of weave that in with some of the kind of Destiny or, those other types of co-op shooter things, mush that all together, it could be fun. We'll see. But it's so far out enough at this point that, it's a cool idea. I could see how this could be cool. I could also see how they could completely fail to make it work.
Yeah, I'm holding out hope, but like you say, it is so far off that
I want it to be good because I like BioWare games.
Yeah, I do
tend to, but we'll see.
I do too. I like BioWare games. I like BioWare games a lot. I just don't know if I can do another Destiny style game unless they do it totally different. I mean,
there's no time for
it won't be exactly the same, but it's going to be that type of a game.
Yeah.
It's not going to be exactly like Destiny, but it's going to have similar stuff to it.
Right. So a lot of people were complaining that Microsoft showed no exclusive Xbox games. I'm not sure what press conference they were watching.
There is 8.
There is 8 Xbox / Windows 10, but all of Xbox exclusive games will be on Windows. So I count Windows and Xbox kind of the same thing.
But it also depends on what they mean too, because some of those are weird. They had like 3 or 4 different things that has the word exclusive in it, but some of them is just them trying to reframe timed exclusive.
There's 8 that are 100% exclusive.
Yes, there's 8 that's 100% exclusive. Then they have the first on Xbox. They called it console launch first or exclusive, which means it'll eventually come out on everything else, but it's going to come out on Xbox first. Yeah.
It's probably also going to be, some of them will probably be like Steam at the same time,
right?
But it's on the Xbox for a month before it goes to PS4, that kind of thing.
7. There's 8 exclusive, 7 launch exclusive, and then the rest of them were just non-exclusive third-party games. I don't know. I thought Microsoft showed a lot of games, and a lot of them were coming out. Several of them were coming out supposed to come out this year. So.
It was a solid conference.
I thought it was a solid conference. I
don't think it was anything special, but it was solid.
A lot of people did not share that agreement.
I just think that they should have a pre-order bonus where everybody gets that Porsche.
Yeah, I know, really. I'd be down with that.
Like, ooh, it's a car on stage. It's shiny, so I don't care.
I don't care.
It's in the game. Cool.
It's a fancy Porsche 911. It's a new 911. It looks like a 911, just updated to that.
I ain't gonna get to drive it.
It'll be buy the Porsche, get the Xbox One X for.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, yeah, they could easily do it that way.
Oh yeah. So we'll move on to Sony. Sony opened up with Uncharted Lost Legacy. That's out August 22nd. We kind of touched on that a little while ago.
Yeah, it still looks really good.
Yeah, it still looks good. They showed a little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn expansion, which is looks pretty cool. Looks like it's in Skyrim. Snowy.
I will play more of that game. Yeah, it looks like they will be going a lot more sort of north, because the north sides of the map in the regular game already have some snowy areas. So getting a bit more of that, I'm fine with it.
Couldn't tell you. I haven't played it yet. I have it downloaded.
You need to. It's so
I know.
It's so good.
I've just been so busy with work.
That's another game where Ashley Birch is the voice of the character.
Yeah. Days Gone. They showed Days Gone. It looked.
It looks terrible.
I don't like that. It
looks so bad.
I don't care about that game. I don't care about that game at all.
I don't care about it either.
It looked the first trailer.
Graphically, it looks fine, but just as a game, it's just like no.
The trailer they showed.
Bad.
You mean his gameplay? Well, okay. The trailer they showed last E3, it looked like Pikmin zombies, is what it looked like. You were getting all these pink. Now this one was totally different. I will say, there's nothing more terrifying than a zombie bear wrapped in barbed wire. Okay.
Days Gone to me is looking like, we wish we were the Walking Dead.
Yeah,
they're just screaming it and trying too hard.
No, and I'm with you. I have no interest in it whatsoever. It didn't even. No, don't care.
I want to like it because I like Sam Witwer, the guy who's lending his likeness and voice.
Yeah,
I like him a lot, and gameplay wise, I think it looks fine. Graphically, it looks fine. I don't care about the whole bike gang aspect, and I could be wrong. Maybe they just haven't demoed this thing well. But they've shown off two completely different aspects of the game.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
How many aspects are there to this game? You need to give me a better overview. Otherwise, I don't know. I just it could be a sleeper.
Yeah.
I think it also suffers from we have so much zombie stuff still.
Yeah.
But they're not zombies. They're freakers.
There's zombies.
I don't care what you call it. They're still zombies.
Exactly.
New Monster Hunter is coming in 2018.
Oh, buddy.
That was a cool trailer. I had no idea what it was.
When I saw the dudes...
don't know anything about Monster Hunter, but that looks cool.
When I saw the big sword, I was like, yeah, that's Monster Hunter. That is Monster Hunter.
Yeah, at first I was guessing, wait, are they going to bring Turok back or something?
That would have been cool.
Excited.
I like Monster Hunter.
I think this is what I'm most excited for. I don't think it was the best thing they showed, but
Oh, hang on, you're breaking up. Say it again.
Are you.
No, okay. Try it again there. Skype. That was weird. Come on, Skype. You can do it.
I said I think that this is what I'm most excited for that they've shown. It's not. I don't think it's the best thing they showed at E3 by far, but I'm definitely most excited for this.
I like Monster Hunter. I always have. I've liked it since the PlayStation 2 days. If it has online co-op where we can all get together and go hunting,
four-player online co-op.
I'm
down with that. I've never played one. But it looks like I don't know. It'd be interesting to keep an eye on it. It's
very cool. Yeah, it's very cool. And I got in an argument with a guy the other day that said, "There's a PlayStation exclusive." No, it's not. It comes out on Xbox and PC. No, it doesn't. Yep. So I pulled up my phone
because they showed it a conference.
Well, no, I pulled up my phone with a PR email from Bandai and went, "Here you go."
Yeah.
Don't try
it's a simultaneous worldwide
launch. It is. It just happened to be at the Sony press conference. Shadow of Colossus remake was shown. It looks
pretty. I was excited for a second until I saw all the same bosses. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I said it. I know I said it to a buddy of mine. I don't remember if I said it in the Slack chat or not. But this is a remaster or a remake of a remaster of a PS2 game.
Well, it's just a straight up remake that you know that game also had a remaster, but it's not like it's tied to that.
No, but
I don't know. I didn't play the remastered version, so I might end up picking this up if I'm in the mood for it. Because Shadow of the Colossus is a cool game, but
it is a cool game. But
the thing that would be awesome is if they put in some of the stuff that was cut from the original game.
Yeah,
because it's a full-on remake, and they could put some of that in there. We could end up having 2 or 3 different new Colossuses that weren't in the main game, but we'll see.
I hope so. I mean, I
think there's a good chance.
I don't know. I was,
it's one of those. If it launches at like a $40 price, which it won't, but if it did, it'd be like, okay, I might get this.
I don't know. There's so many of these games that I'm like, you know what? Instead of remastering and then remaking, why don't you just spend all that time that you've done that and make a new one, a 2 or something? It's just. I don't know.
Well, for this one, you can see why they wouldn't, because it's hard.
Yeah.
Last Guardian.
I guess. I don't know.
So this is them trying to keep some of the goodwill for this style of a game.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was
unneeded,
unneeded. So,
nobody asked for this. Nobody did.
Yeah.
It's not offensive though either, so it's like sure, it's fine.
Yeah. They showed Call of Duty World War II.
AKA, look, this looks almost exactly like Battlefield 1, except with Nazis in it, because holy crap, there's so many things in that trailer. I was like, this looks exactly like this trench part on this map in Battlefield 1. This looks exactly like this other part on a map on another thing in Battlefield 1. Hey, look, he's hitting somebody with a shovel. Like, so many little beats is just like, wow, that's really, really weird to feel like Call of Duty is trying to catch up to Battlefield.
I will Redbox
Even though that's
it.
not really what they're doing, but it's weird.
I will rent it on the Redbox. I will play the 5-hour campaign, and I will take it back the next day.
It did look good.
Oh yeah,
and all that. It's
really nice.
Call of Duty bombast, but whatever.
I'll play it. It's a World War II game. I won't buy it, but I will Redbox it and play it. Just because I do like World War II first-person shooter games. I just do. I like them. I don't necessarily like Call of Duty, but hey, if Call of Duty goes back to World War II, then you know what? I'll play Call of Duty for 5 hours, and then I'll take it back to Redbox.
Yeah, I may or may not. Who knows? We'll
they did a little montage of PlayStation VR games.
Who wants to play freaking Final Fantasy Fishing?
No.
They just can't figure it out. We want to do something VR. What are we going to do?
Let's do Final Fantasy Fishing. Oh, wait, I could kind of do that same thing on my Dreamcast from 17 years ago and go bass fishing with a controller in my hand that looks like a fishing rod.
Well, they already had something completely different before for VR that they just had, put into, nope, we're not going to do this space. And like, oh, wait, we're going to try and do a redo.
That whole VR thing just felt shoehorned into that press conference. It was like they got the whole press conference done, and they went, "Holy crap, we forgot to put VR in there. Let's just shoehorn it in the middle." Yeah. What about
some shooter with a generic name?
What about Vita? F Vita. We ain't worried about it. Just cram VR in there. That's the newest thing right now. Cram the VR in there.
Well, I mean, they had to show something for VR.
Well, yeah, they had to.
Not just trashing it a year after it's been out. It's hadn't been out that long. No, we're not going to support it. So they got to show something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just kind of funny.
Yeah, and you're right.
Fishing.
The Inpatient. I'm very interested in the Inpatient because that is actually a prequel to Until Dawn. It's like 30 years before.
Oh, it's actually connected. I knew it was the same people making it. I didn't know it was actually connected. That's cool.
The old doctor guy with the glasses. Mm-hmm. He was a main character in Until Dawn.
Yeah.
So if it's 30 years, okay, that's why I didn't pick up on that because he would look a whole lot different 30 years in the past.
Yeah, I mean
that's cool.
That was cool. I mean, that was cool. If I had VR, I'd probably play that one. But one thing
I wouldn't play it even if I did have VR because that would freak me the hell out. And that VR set would be broken so fast.
And I should have prefaced the Sony press conference before we started. I thought some of the stuff they talked about in the hour pre-show, they really should have talked about in the main press conference. They talked about Gran Turismo. They have so pushed Gran Turismo to the very back because nobody cares anymore. It's taken them so long to do a Gran Turismo, nobody cares anymore. And I understand that we've talked about it dozens of times. Companies can get away with certain companies can get away with taking long time with bringing out games, but Gran Turismo is one that they need to have more often than every 10 years. They just have to.
They can get away with it long.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's taken a toll on the series, and Gran Turismo 5 was like the highest selling game on the PlayStation 3. It had I don't even know 10, 15 million install base.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo 6 didn't touch that. It had a fraction of that install
because it took
base.
so long to come out.
Why. Yeah.
And by the time it came out, PlayStation 4 was coming
some of
out.
Its thunder.
Yeah, Forza stole a lot of it. It stole it for me. I was a big Gran Turismo guy, but once Forza came out regularly and was good, I was sold on Forza, and I have been ever since. But they talked about games in that hour before. They talked about I forget what they called them, but they were like party games, like Jackbox that you played on a cell phone for a controller.
I mean, that's existed, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there
was some neat ideas in there.
Yeah, there was a lot of Sony-made games that were taking advantage of that. That was kind of cool. Of course, the whole time I'm sitting there going, can I do it on my Vita? You have a portable thing. Why do I have to do it on my phone? I mean, you got a Vita. I could just link it right up and do it on my Vita.
Because Vita has been relegated to the corner to be said. You can't do anything with your Vita anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, anyway, well, after we finish talking about all the Sony stuff, I'll share my thoughts on that. They did a God of War gameplay.
It was more of a trailer
montage, whatever.
In-engine stuff, but
Looked awesome.
Looks so good.
It looks
good. I think
good,
paired with what they did last year, where it was more focused, this one's showing more of kind of the breadth of the game. And here's a bunch of different like characters and environments and some combat and stuff. Yeah. It looks really cool.
It looks cool. It didn't change my opinion about the game any. You know, it didn't make me want it more, but it didn't make me want it any less. I'll say that. It was just.
I mean, this has cemented it where I will actually play this game because the previous God of War games, I've played a tiny bit of it and just like, nah.
I was hoping... But
this is enough different that I want to play it.
I was hoping that it would come out this year, but it doesn't look like it's going to. They say early 2018, but...
I didn't think there was any prayer of that.
Yeah, I'm looking at 2018. There's going to be like this year where we have a bunch of different stuff going out at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect March.
I think it may end up being a terrible March because there may be like so many games come out in that first 3 months.
Well, yeah, but God of War is big enough that it would be one of the ones on top. You would think, as long as it's good.
I don't know. I'll buy it. I'll buy it eventually, like I do all the God of War games. I won't buy it at launch. I'm not a big God of War fan, and I mean it looks cool, but
I didn't like any God of War before this. Like some people are just way into it. This one is enough different, and because it's pulling on different mythology, I'm way more interested in this one.
Well, he killed all the other ones, so I mean, it had to go somewhere. Norse was the way to go. I mean,
sorry, Norse god, you're going to die too.
You killed all the other gods, so you know it's like.
I think he's going to end up becoming Odin.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It would seem that way.
He's got the beard.
Not?
Yeah, he's got the beard. So. They showed some more cinematic trailer for Detroit.
I need that game.
I'm torn about this game. Like, I love that studio, but I'm not as interested as I should be. I feel like
I was
based
more
on what
interested.
People were saying of the actual closed doors demo. It's like, hey, it's Heavy Rain, just sci-fi.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
I want that game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably buy that one day one. You know, I like story-driven games. I liked Heavy Rain. It just, to me, the trailer didn't do any. I thought the trailer last year was more impactful to me than this one was.
Mm-hmm.
This one
was
cool.
One was fine. It was pretty good
too.
But this also makes it look like this is Heavy Rain while you're playing different.
Right. Yeah. And then they closed with Spider-Man, which looked really cool. It looked like a Spider-Man Arkham Knight game, Arkham Asylum game. You know, it had the combat like Arkham Asylum.
Although he didn't really have like Spidey sense above his head, which I was expecting.
Well, yeah, I was too.
There was an indicator. But I could have just. I don't remember what it was though.
I haven't watched it.
It also looks a little bit different, where they're taking advantage of Spider-Man being able to use the environment. I hope it's like that throughout the whole game, because with the stuff that wasn't the QuickTime event things, there were still things where you could hit a button and like pull a beam over to hit guys.
Yeah, they have a constant button prompt in the lower, I think, right corner, which gives you like suggested actions at whatever moment you are in the game, but you don't have to, do them if you don't want to.
Well, and that's
that and the actual swinging that they were doing when he was swinging between the buildings that wasn't the QuickTime event stuff. Right. It was like, okay, that game should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. I just wonder, what's it going to be like between QuickTime events? Is it just going to be, going from point A to point B, or?
I think they said that it's like all of Manhattan.
Gotcha.
Is the map. I could be wrong though.
See, I wasn't the trailer.
They said that all of that is mostly for story missions, so that's where they're going to do all the over the top things with some more QuickTime eventy things.
I mean,
so it's sounding like it'll probably be kind of open world.
Yeah, well, the trailer looked really, what they showed looked really cool. You know how it was, but there was a big cinematic moment, and then he had a fight, and then it turned into a big cinematic QuickTime event, and then it kind of turned into a. Well, it was, he was chasing, then a big QuickTime event. It's like, okay, so is this more of a game on the rails that I'm going from point A to point B, or is it when that QuickTime event's over, do I go, okay, well, I can go here, and, I can help Aunt May out on the street getting mugged, and then I can go over here and fight this guy, or, however. It looks really cool. I mean, and I have faith with Insomniac Games doing it. It's not tied to a movie. So that's always
apparently they're looking at some of the systems that they did for Sunset Overdrive, just like locomotion, movement, and things like that, went into this game. as far as the base to start, because it was a lot of fun moving around. I thought that was interesting.
Spider-Man 2 is still the best Spider-Man game on the PS2. I love that game.
They were name dropping that so much.
Yeah, and I loved that game. I loved that game, and it was really, really fun. And to see this one kind of take a little page from, like I said, from Arkham Asylum, with the combat, yet still able to throw webs and tie this guy up and spoon him over here and roll this guy up and do this and pull this. And if they, it looks like they've really pulled it off, and I hope they have, because
they're being coy about it too, but they're sort of hinting at that you will also play as Peter Parker.
Yeah,
like not as just Spider-Man all the time.
Well, they had
some Peter Parker missions.
They had Miles Morales there at the end. The kid with the cell phone.
I don't know what to make of that, because it's like, okay, sure, but what are you going to do? Is that just like a cool little hint, tease thing, kind of like, hey, it's a cameo, or is he actually going to be part of the game?
I don't know.
I think he's part of the story. I think he's there for college or something.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be real interesting. There'll probably be tons of little Easter eggs in there, and I hope it's good, because I love comic book games. So and then we need a good Spider-Man game, and like I said, Insomniac is good. So I have faith.
Just think of a lot of the other type of sort of action-y type games they've done before. I think that they could do Spider-Man pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too. Overall, I thought Sony had an okay conference.
That was, like I said about overall for E3, is good. It was solid, but there wasn't any like big home run surprises of whoa. Like they did have Monster Hunter, but it wasn't as big as say like Final Fantasy VII that year and things where everyone's going crazy.
Most of the stuff they showed, the big games they showed last year were new trailers this year, and said that they're not coming out this year; they're coming out next year. So it is what it is. But yeah, it was decent. And then it ended. The press conferences ended the next day with Nintendo, which theirs was a very short and to the point press conference.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a direct, even though they didn't call it that.
It was only about 20 minutes, but they Rocket League's coming to the Switch, which is pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I'll buy it. They announced a new Metroid Prime game for the Switch, Metroid Prime 4.
The thing that got me the most excited out of all E3, and it's just a logo.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was just a logo. It says, hey, we're actually working on a Metroid game. Now, they are bringing out
there was a lot of those
hear the Metroid music, and then the logo fades, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah. They did show not in the press conference, but later they showed the Metroid game that's coming out September for the 3DS. It's a 2D
it's Metroid 2 remake.
Yeah, and it looks awesome. I'll buy it. Xenoblade Chronicles is a Japanese RPG, and it will be out this year. And a lot of people thought it was going to get delayed, but it'll be out.
It's holiday 2017 still, though. So come on, Nintendo. It's not that far away. Give it actually.
Right.
They showed a trailer for the new Kirby game coming in 2018. That looked really sweet.
That looks so much fun.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not a big Kirby guy.
I'm not either, but I like the.
They're not super complicated, but they're always very fun and creative with kind of how they use his powers or do things with it.
I didn't care for the clay rainbow curse, whatever it was, the kind of clay one that was on the Wii U. I didn't care for it that much, but Game Freak talked about that they are making a actual Pokemon RPG for the Switch.
It's basically Nintendo saying, yeah, you know that thing that you probably assumed we were doing? Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it, which doesn't surprise me. They showed the Yoshi game, which looks really cool. It's coming out in 2018. They talked about the Breath of the Wild DLC. The first DLC is coming out June 30th.
That was, they didn't show a lot for the second one, which I was hoping they would, but maybe it's them trying to make the first one not look terrible.
Maybe, I don't know. And then they showed the amiibos, the Champions amiibos. They looked pretty cool, except the one. I don't know what's going on with that stand upper rear, but I think they could have done something a little different there. Then the Switch, the one thing about the Rocket League for the Switch, my understanding is it is cross-platform play, I believe.
Yeah, it'll just hook into all the other ones that exist, which is cool.
So that's cool.
Although you probably, if you've never played it, want to tick the box that says just Switch only, because the other ones will let you do that, where you can only just matchmake on your platform, because otherwise you're going to be matched with all the people who've been playing it for 2 years, and you're going to be terrible.
Yeah, really.
I want to see what other things are in there, because they showed the Mario hat, but I wonder what the cars will look like.
Yeah, I know. They said
they're still working on it, so it's not done. That's why they didn't show it.
Right.
But I was like, I want to know, is it going to be some cool Mario car? What does that look like?
And then they showed Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Odyssey, which
the game that proves Nintendo is smoking something.
Yeah, I mean.
It looks so good.
Well,
it looks great, but it looks crazy.
Did you watch any of the like the treehouse where they were showing the gameplay footage? Because I mean, you can essentially you take your hat, you throw it on anything, a guy, a statue, a tank.
It's not anything, but there's
most things, and you can take control of them for a certain amount of time.
There's so many memes about that too that are like all trying to be philosophical. It's like, is Mario human? What's going on? This makes me laugh. The gameplay of that looks so good, though.
It does, and I wasn't much for Super Mario 64 when they went to that 3D, where I didn't like it. But this one looks really, really cool. It kind of reminds me of Sonic Adventure, but a little more crazy. So after watching their little treehouse thing of them playing it, I have a little more faith in the game. I'll probably buy it. I mean, the Switch.
I'm definitely buying it.
The Switch is really turning into my go-to console here all of a sudden. I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, I knew I would take it on the road. I'm always on the road traveling, so I would take it on the road and do this and this and this and that with it. But to actually say, this game's coming out for the Switch, I might get it on the Switch before I buy it on the PlayStation 4 or something like that.
That's how I am. For any of the multi-platform games, it just makes sense to me to be able to have it on the go also.
Yeah.
I mean, all the games that I'd be getting exclusively on PlayStation, they're only on the PlayStation, so
right. Yeah,
we're good there.
So that was all the press conferences. I really didn't have a whole lot of time to watch any of the extra stuff during the week. I was working out of town all week, so I didn't get to see all the coverage. I know Atlas and Sega released a whole bunch of trailers for all their role-playing games and all kinds of their Yakuza games and stuff coming up. They had their Sega's booth looked like the street in Yakuza. It had the arch and everything. It was really cool looking. I didn't get to see the PC gaming press conference, and from what I heard from it, you didn't miss much.
I haven't watched that since the first year, and it was terrible. This is the third year, and it's like, no.
They're still saying it's terrible.
Look at all of the sort of announcements afterwards, and that's fine.
Yeah. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, there was a lot of games at E3 this year. There was a lot of Switch accessories. I've seen a lot of things pop up. Nyko is actually making a smaller portable TV dock that's about yay big with no USB ports in it that you can plug in for $50.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'll buy that because I want one for upstairs, but I ain't paying the $89 that Nintendo wants for the big one. So,
well, it's also way more portable if you wanted to take it somewhere.
Yeah, if I wanted to take it on a
thing.
trip. Yeah, if I wanted to take it to the hotel with me or something. But I don't know. I thought of all the press conferences, I was most excited about the Nintendo stuff. Like I said, I
think that it was because they had a mix, so everybody else is what we sort of expected to see.
Yeah,
and then they did have a little bit of things sprinkled in there that we didn't know about, but Nintendo had a couple more sort of surprises with, we're working on a Pokemon game, which isn't super surprising, but they actually confirmed it, and then Metroid Prime 4 coming out of the blue was like, all right, yeah.
I mean, besides the EA conference, which was terrible, the Sony, I think the Sony conference I was most disappointed with because it was kind of stuff that I'd seen before. It was nothing new. It was just new trailers and new gameplay footage and stuff. Microsoft had a lot of cool games, and they had a ton of games, but the price of the Xbox X was crazy. But did you guys have any other takeaways from E3 as far as what you saw or what you expected to see? Or
I think we as gamers are spoiled, and this was a very solid E3. There weren't really there were surprises, but there weren't surprises that really blew my mind this year. The last 2 years were massive surprise after massive surprise, and it's just getting to the point to where there's no way for the industry to keep doing a lull. Might be considered a lull. It's a very great place to be in.
Right. Yeah. And
so I think we won out.
Well, and so many people are like, oh, who won E3? Well, nobody won E3. Gamers won E3. That's who always wins E3. We win it every year.
If I'm rating the I don't even want to.
No, I don't rate them.
I think that I would say that the only one that disappointed me was EA, and that was mostly because I was expecting to see more Star Wars than just Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
But everybody else had a solid, showing.
Yeah, I think
they showed some stuff.
Good show.
Yeah, it all looked good what they're showing, and then there's probably 1 or 2 games in each one that you're like, yeah, I'd be interested in playing that. At the very least, there might be more, depending on what platforms you prefer or other ones. But I don't think anybody was just like far and away, whoa, way better than everyone else.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think so.
But yeah, it's like, I think their metrics are a little off when they're all like, man, I'm disappointed in this year's E3. Those because you want that big surprise out of E3, but you're not actually paying attention to look at all that stuff. Like, it's super solid. There's a lot of good looking stuff there, man.
Look, they announced Shenmue 3 2 years ago. There will be no other E3 that will be any better.
And that's the reason why this E3 feels not as good, is because the last 2 years they announced a bunch of games that still aren't here.
Right.
So that's why we're still seeing these games. Yeah. Like, they could keep doing that, I guess, if you really want to see games that are coming in 3 years out.
Yeah, like, I mean, sure.
Well, I've even seen some people are all disappointed, like, oh man, they should have shown Last of Us 2 at Sony, but it's like, well, they announced it last year. If they show it again this year, it's still not going to be another at least year, so they'd be showing it at E3 next year too before it's out, at least. And maybe even at the one after that. Holding it off makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see 1 or 2 games that are 3 years out, 1 or 2 games that are 2 years out, and then show me the games that are coming soon, and the gameplay breakdowns of the ones that are this fall.
And the other thing people got to remember is Sony has their own press conference in December. They have their own 3-day festival thing.
And they have come out and said, hey, we held back some announcements for that press conference. So,
they got to have something to show there. They have
Exactly. I mean, there's a new conference, it seems, every 4 or 5 months now. So just hold out. It'll be okay.
It's everybody take a deep breath. It'll be all
There's plenty to play. This year's already been an amazing year for video games. Next year will also be an amazing year for video games. I guarantee it.
I still have games to play from last year that I haven't played yet.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, I've got games from 30 years ago I still haven't played.
2014, still playing those games.
So, anything else? Anybody got anything else to add before we call it a wrap-up show? I think
we still got the giveaway.
That's still going on. I don't know how many days left that has. It's less than 2 weeks. I got to tweet it out again. I haven't tweeted it out in a couple days. I have been so busy. I've been running down in coal country for the past week, and I've been down with no cell phone coverage, no nothing. So 11 days left, and there's only about 400 entries in it, so there's still a pretty good chance of winning that one. So check out the show notes. It's pinned to the Twitter, that you can check out.
Just remember, following me on Twitter gets you 2 entries.
Yep, it does. And that's because you donated the code. Anybody that donates the code, I always put them as a Twitter or as a game entry or entry into the contest because following
so far,
why not?
Nobody's followed me.
Does that mean I should never donate a code so that I don't get a bunch of extra followers?
If you don't want a bunch of extra followers, then that's fine. But so that's it. I did post. We finally, I said it a little earlier in the show when Nathaniel was away. We started, me and D-Pad Danny started a new podcast. It's a retro gaming podcast, Back to Bits. We got approved on iTunes yesterday. That was the quickest approval I think I've ever done. I literally put it in at 6 o'clock and we got approved by 7. I was like, holy crap! Wow. Apparently nothing was going on at Apple during that hour. I'm still waiting on Google Play. But we just did like a little episode 0 just to say, hey, we're a podcast. We're going to start doing this and that. We just kind of talked for maybe 20 minutes just so I could get something up on iTunes and Google Play because you always have to have an episode. So, but we're going to record 2 or 3 episodes at a time and release them every week. So it has its own feed. It's on the website. We're actually on Podbean this time with this one, which I may end up moving the entire feed over to them. They actually are pretty cool. So, but other than that, that's it. That's all I got. I'm done. Nope.
Happy gaming.
All right. So let me save that. That wasn't too bad. It's about almost a little under 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes. We would have been quicker if I hadn't had all that stupid technical stuff.
It's all good. I hate to jet, guys, but I gotta go. It's been a pleasure podcasting with you.
Enjoy your hot wings. At
11
o'clock at night, which if I had hot wings at 11 o'clock at night, I would die. But, that's just...
It's pretty normal dinner time for me these days.
Well, that must be nice. I remember those days. I used to do that all the time, which is now why I take That's what I was going to say. That's why I now take a Nexium every day, because my stomach lining has been completely eaten away from eating food at 11 o'clock at night.
Not nice at all.
All right, guys. All right, guys. See you later. Bye. Thanks for hanging out in the Twitch chat, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.